Hello, hello. Welcome everyone. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jacob. I make YouTube videos sometimes, and here's one right here. So, where do I begin? In this video, I'm going to talk about what I learned from running a 33 mile race. Okay. I recently ran a 33 mile race in BRYCE Canyon, Utah. It took me 7 hours. I finished 12th place overall and first place in my age group. I'm not really flexing the place, because I know there's a ton of runners out there that if they would have, tried to jump in the 50K, they would have definitely beat me. But it was a really crazy experience. Yeah, it was fucking crazy. Everyone asked me like how it is, and I really can't explain it to them. It's like trying to explain. It was almost like a religious experience. And the first thing that I want to say is this is why I run. I wasn't always a runner. I didn't run cross country in high school or anything. I didn't run track. I played football and baseball a little bit, threw the javelin, and like took photos. I wasn't ever a runner, but I am now because running is like a religious experience. I say that getting done with a run is like a very similar experience to getting done with like a meditation or like a powerful prayer or some kind of powerful, like hiking a mountain or something. It's like something about it gives you this edge that, just brings power and stillness and grace into your life. And it's a really, really crazy thing. It's really hard to explain. During this 33 mile race, while you're in it, it's definitely not grace. I was going, and I was feeling pretty good. At mile 6, I realized that I was already super low energy. I live in Texas, and so I train at basically sea level, and this race was like anywhere from like 6,000 to 9,000 feet of altitude. And during this 33 mile race, there were 5,500 feet of elevation gain. Okay, this wasn't an easy 50K. They say this is one of the hardest 50Ks out there. Again, I'm not tooting my horn. That's just sick. It's the fact that I did this like just blows my mind. And honestly, like, yeah, it was really hard, but it wasn't everything that I had. Like people did the 100 mile race, and I think, I almost have to just to experience that. And I know anyone that's watching this video, if I don't do it now, they're gonna hit me up and be like, "Yo, where's the 100 mile race?" But you know. The power that I got from running this race is absolutely insane. Again, this is why I run. This is why I work out. This is why I exercise. I was talking to a friend today. He called me while I was at the gym. And he was like, "Bro, you're just in love with the idea of gymming." And, I'm really not. I really am not. I've thought, if you ask my girlfriend, many times I've said, "Man, I need to quit the gym." And today, I think I'm going to. I do like the community of the gym, but I think I want to leave because why am I going to work out? I don't want to work out for vanity. I want to tap in to God every time that I work out. And I feel like that's really hard to do indoors. That's extremely hard to do indoors. Even working indoors, it's hard to do. And so, again, back to the race. So how it went is, by mile 6 or so, I realized that I wasn't getting in enough calories, and I was like, damn, I'm going to have to eat these goos, which are these little goo packs, like this whole time. And so basically that's what I started doing. And I think at the end I burned like 8,000 calories that day, and it was like 6,000 during the run or 5,000 during the run. And so, you're basically running this whole time while chewing these goos or, sucking these goos out of the packets. And, some of these goos have caffeine, and so that will give you a boost, but then it dehydrates you. So you're constantly drinking water, basically drinking Gatorade the whole time. And it's such a strange experience, because you're not going for a run. You're going on like it's like you're sailing in a boat or rowing a boat while having to like patch holes in the boat at the same time. Because if you don't drink enough, if you don't eat enough, if you don't do these things properly, then you're going to fail. You will not finish the race. And uh, pushing down the line, it was pretty hard. Mile 16 or so was the highest elevation. I think we did 500 feet in 1 mile, and it was just straight up. Like there was no running at that point. It's just, you know, it's hiking. It's like climbing a mountain. And then we were running through the desert, and at this point, I'm completely alone. There's no one like probably like 100 meters in front of me, 100 meters behind me, because at this point, people start to separate themselves. And at mile 14 is when the guy in first place passed me going back. He was at mile 19 coming back in, and I was at mile 14 going into the mountains. And little did I know that was the hardest part, And so just to put into context, this guy finished in like 4.5 hours. I finished in 6 hours and 55 minutes. But I was going, and I at one point in the desert, I just realized, I was like, man, this is fucking crazy that I'm doing this. And it was beautiful, because the main thing that's crazy is when you get to this point, you're kind of watching yourself. You're like, dude, my body is just going. Like, it can do this. I never thought that I would do something like this. I might have said yes if someone asked me if I could or something, but I did it. And, the crazy experience happened. So mile 21 through 25 were really rough for me. My hip flexors are extremely weak, and they're extremely tight. And when you're running uphill, that's not a good thing. And so, I was going, and I was running / walking, and I was really hitting this low point. And a bunch of people were passing me and kind of going back and forth, and there was a bunch of elevation. And I was like, man, I hate this. This sucks. I never want to do this again. And the reason I was saying that is because I want to love my body. I don't want to hurt my body. I want to love my body. And, I was like, man, I'm going to do just like, I'm going to only do yoga after this or something, And, but, I was like, man, okay, I have to take an ibuprofen. Like, I have to. And I told myself I wasn't going to at first, but I was like, man, this just sucks. Like, I'm going to. And I took one. And once we hit the 25th or 26th mile, when I realized I only had 6 miles left, something came over me that I've never experienced before in my entire life. Okay, and this wasn't the high of like, the ibuprofen or something like this. When I realized that we only have 6 miles left, I asked myself a question. I said, these are your last 6 miles. What are you going to do? You've ran 6 miles 100 times, probably not actually. And I was like, I'm going to give it my all. Like, I'm truly going to give it my all. And in this last 6 miles was extremely difficult. I passed probably 30 people. And something came over me that was so narrow focused, unlike anything I've ever experienced before in my life, to where I could just do anything. It was like as soon as something got really hard to the point where I wanted to quit, if I just kept going, then the difficulty lessened, and I was still at the same pace. And I locked into this breathing routine. I looked like a freaking maniac. There's this guy at the end. And I told my friends, but I couldn't really explain it to them, because I was like, how are you going to explain a breathing routine to someone? And this guy at the end was like, yeah, dude, you passed me on the course and you were breathing like a psycho. And I was like, I know, I was like, just over and over and over. Like, I didn't lose that breathing pattern, because I knew if I lost my breath, I would lose my strength, and I would fail to hold on to this power that I had found. And I'm just trucking uphill, and I'm just passing people. They're stepping off to the side. These are people that have already passed me. These are people that were way ahead of me. Again, I probably passed 20 or 30 people in the last 6 miles. And my friend Jordan was running the race. And I wanted to catch him, because we started together, and he took off with this lady who's like this badass runner, and he just he went, he was going, and he probably got 2 or 3 miles ahead of me. Like, he was probably 20, 30 minutes ahead of me. But he hit a wall, just like a lot of people do at the very end of the race, to where found something that I've never experienced. And I'm not giving myself credit for this. I don't know what this was. It's like what David Goggins talks about, like the 40% rule. Like if you just tell your body we're still going, it will still go. And, I found this power. And I just trucked, and I was going uphill, and I was power hiking the uphills, and I was running all the downhills, and I wasn't letting anyone pass me, and I was just going. And my last 2 miles of the race were like 9 minutes. And whereas most people like walk the last mile. And the last mile, my hamstrings were cramping, and I'm like, dude, if you fucking stop, like, you're going to be done. Like, your legs are going to cramp up. You're not going to be able to move. Just keep running, keep leaning forward, keep holding on to this breath, keep holding on to the breath. And I kept going, I kept pushing. I was trying to track down Jordan. I didn't track him down. He beat me by about 12 minutes or 15 minutes or something like that. And I crossed the finish line, and I crossed the finish line, and Casey and Kira and Jordan all came up to me, and they're like, good job, blah, blah, blah. And I like walked off by myself, and I freaking bawled. I cried. And the reason I cried wasn't because of like how bad it hurt or anything. It was because I did it. And not only did I do it, but I really did it. Like, I found something I'd never found before in my entire life. And it makes me really want to, try and run this race again next year well prepared, because I think I could do a lot better on my time. But, I had done it. I did it. And I can't overvalue how powerful that is. Because if I can run a 3-mile race and find something at mile 25 that pushes me completely to this powerhouse and finish, then I can do anything. If I set my mind to it and I push through when times get difficult, I can do anything, and so can you. And the thing about this is I'm not a runner. I'm not genetically built to be a runner. I'm 6'4", 190 pounds, right? Like, Jordan is like, 6 foot, like 155 or 160 or something, right? And like, that makes a huge difference. The guy that got first place was freaking skinny, dude. He was like 150 pounds. I'm not built to be a runner. I lift weights all the time. I want to have a big, strong body. But the main thing that I want, again, is to connect to God, and I want a strong mind. This is what I want. And the feeling after doing this 33 miles was so unexplainable and so powerful. It was like, it was like being born again. It was like God, like, giving me a secret of like, hey, if you just keep going, like, this is what happens every time. And so now I'm trying to bring that into my life, and I want to teach people this. You can only learn it through self-experience. You can only learn it by doing. And I've been teaching, I worked out with John on Monday, and I was like, hey, we're about to do curls. And whenever we're going to do max reps of curls, and whenever you feel like you're going to quit, I want you to ask yourself if you can do one more, and keep doing that and see how many you can do. And in the first set, I did like 45. The second set, I did like 30. And then I was like, dude, you're not actually tapping into it. Like, really do it. And in the third set, I did 45 again. And in the fourth set, I did 50 curls. I did more than I did in the first set on the fourth. And that was just crazy. It was like, dude, it's here. Like, it's back. You have it now. But it's only won through hard work. It's only won through great effort. And so, I guess the main thing I learned is that you can do anything, and that if you keep pushing, you'll be blessed with this power and vision and grace that just locks you into such a zone that you just keep going. If you accept the fact and stop resisting what you're doing, and you just accept the fact that I'm going to finish and I'm going to finish strong, then you will. But if you get distracted and you allow yourself to, lay down in the face of these negative thoughts that you're having, then you will lose. And you will feel like shit when you're done because you didn't fulfill your potential. That's it. Like I'm a trainer, and I'm having a really hard time lately because like there's no sugarcoating training to me anymore. I don't want to train you to have a nice body. I want to train you to have an awesome life. And the only way an awesome life is through great effort. Like it's only won by discipline and doing things hard. Like there's no easy way out. You're not allowed to have donuts and be in good shape. No. Sorry. And so that is what I learned. You can do anything. And if we stop being babies, and if we stop getting distracted by everything, and if we stop spending so much time with everything else or so much noise and spend time alone and really work on yourself and train and push yourself, you can be way more than you even thought you could become. And it's beautiful. It is magical. And so, to end this video, go run. Go run. Go work out. Join Collective, please. It's a company that I run. Students, it's only $20 a month. If you're online away, it's only $33 a month. And if you want to join the group workouts, it's $50. Students, if you're watching this and you're a student, it's $20. If you're an adult and you're watching this, it's $30. $30. And you can have workouts that I design, that I do myself and specifically designed to give you maximized results. But go be awesome. Go do cool shit. And that's it. I'm going to end the video because I'm getting super pumped. But maybe I'm going to go for a walk actually right now. But yeah, go live an awesome life. Go be great. You're amazing. Just remember that. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon.